Hey, everybody. Welcome to Brownstone's Best Business Review, your hip hop edition for the month of November. I'm Paulette. I'm a part of Brownstone Worldwide. You're in the Brownstone Worldwide studios. And today I have an amazing group that a lot of us love still today. I don't even know where to begin because we've been chatting backstage, right? And so now it's time for me to tell you a little bit about these gentlemen before we bring them up. You guys might remember them, especially if you're in our age group, but then some of you all are trying to redo some of the songs that they started. Does this group look familiar to you guys? Or wait, or what about this one? Shall we say put this group up? We've got the Force MDs in the building, everybody, and we're going to be spending some time finding out what it was like for them back in the day and what they're doing now and how integral their melodies have been when it comes to hip hop. So perhaps no group embodies the spirit of classic 80s hip hop R&B soul more than the iconic and unstoppable Force MDs. Anyone who has attended a Force MD show knows that from the first words of Tender Love, Here I Lay All Alone, the whole crowd is instantly unified, swaying arm in arm, passionately singing the soundtrack of their lives. The first few bars of timeless classics like Love is a House, Tears, or countless other hits can transform any arena into a nostalgic soul celebration in seconds. We've got some folks to bring to you today. We are honored to have in the building none other than Khalil and Stevie D from the Force MDs. Welcome, welcome, gentlemen. We're
Hey,
so happy to have you guys here with us today.
we're happy to be here. We're happy to be here, actually. Great.
Yes. Oh, my goodness. So, first of all, I was saying backstage, you guys look great.
Thanks.
But I say, let me just say this. The reason why I say that, because when I think back to, according to your bio, this started happening for you guys in 1981.
Yeah, 81.
Wow. And so back when you guys were first getting started, so I've got questions. I got tons of questions. So when this was first happening, what made you guys decide to come together as a group, or were you put together by a label? Let's start there because that was happening a lot.
Okay, we started as a group called we the Fantastic LDs. It was a family group. It's me, myself, my brother Khalil, my brother TC, and our uncle Jesse. We call Jesse D.
Okay.
We uh we we're from Staten Island, New York.
Okay.
Uh, we all grew up, listen to Jackson 5, of course, Stevie Wonder, Temptation,
Mm-hmm.
all the favorite Motown artists, Manhattans,
Yeah.
really influenced us singing. So we were the singing group around the neighborhood that everybody just enjoyed. It felt, hey, you guys really got something. You guys,
Mm-hmm.
Jackson 5, you guys, just giving us all types of encouragement to try to
Yeah.
get into the business.
Mm-hmm.
So me, myself, uh, I branched. I was in a group with my brothers, and I branched off on another group. I was in two groups at the same time. I was in a group called Force MCs with DJ.
Oh,
This is where the hip hop part comes into
okay.
how many fluids. When you listen to the LL Cool J's and Run DMC, you'll often hear them say, "Yeah, Force MCs." These are guys that you're gonna say names. You're gonna hear them say Force MCs. That's
Okay.
now
Got
you
it.
and you're gonna hear them say Force MCs. Well, we were one of the first groups, like even when it comes to rapping, out of Staten Island, New York. This is way
Mm-hmm.
before good friends of the Wu-Tang Clan. We was the first to come out of Staten Island, New York, and get a rap name. Going into the streets of Manhattan and the Bronx and
Yeah.
making a name for ourselves. Because Staten
Yeah.
Island was the forgotten borough of New York, and
Really?
we put it on a map as the Force MCs at first. Just they
Mm-hmm.
found out, hey, these guys can rap in Staten Island and harmonize. Rap back then in the lower '80s, like rapping and harmonizing melodies to the hip hop beats and stuff. It's pretty much what Drake and them are doing now. But they was doing that way back in the days, like the melodic sound. So we came to we was the Force MCs. So I was in the Force MCs, and then I was in the LDs. LDs is straight R&B. You know, like crooned a lot of doo-wop, and like I was saying, and Mr. Magic, who was a disc jockey on the radio, discovered the LDs on the Staten Island Ferry singing, and he says, "Hey man, you guys sound really good. You guys ever think about getting a record deal?" And so he introduced us to Tom Silverman, who was the owner of Tommy Boy Records, legendary record label of Tommy Boy Records. So he brought us over there, and this is when my brother Khalil decided to go into some business ventures. And tell him what you did, Khalil. So
I went into another direction.
You sound a little static. You got say it again.
I went into another direction, and then I came back. But yeah, you finish.
He went into another direction. So what we did was we went and I got Mercury from the Force MCs, who came with the LDs to this audition. And on our way to the audition, we picked up Trisco Pearson, who was on Staten Island Ferry on that ride to the audition.
Yeah.
And, they looked at us and said, "Hey, it's a little Mr. Magic. Hey, it's a little different guys in the group that I seen on Staten Island Ferry." So we just Lil did this, and this is the group now, and we started performing, singing for him, and he was blown away. Tom Silverman was blown away by our vocal abilities, and he says, "I got to sign you guys." He said, "What else do you guys do?" And we said, "We can rap also." And he found out we was the guys that was in the Bronx and Harlem that can rap as the Force MCs. Mr. Magic heard the whispers about us, but never met us until he met us at that audition. Didn't realize it was the Force MCs that was also and rapping. And he said, "Oh wow, I got two groups into one." So he said, "What are you gonna call yourselves?" So we couldn't say the LDs anymore, because the LDs stand for my brother Khalil, me, my brother TC, and Jesse.
Got it.
These and Daniels, because Jesse's last name is Daniel. He's our uncle. His last name is Daniels. And Mercury and Trisco has different initials to their last name, so it wouldn't match. So we had to use we had to use Force. He said, "So let's call you guys the Force MCs." He says, "We can't be Force MCs because we sing too." So we had that C to a D as musical diversity. Like I said, from musical diversity, because we could sing. And so there he was. He says, "All right, I guess we're gonna call you guys the Force MDs," and that's how we got the name. And the rest is a lot of history.
You right. It's a lot of daggone history. So listen, that's amazing. So I know you all were super young when this was happening. Did you all know at the time what you were getting ready to embark on? Did you have any idea what was happening? Were you excited? Were you like, "Yo, we're getting ready to get rich"? What was going through your head at the time?
Well, we felt it's all like shaking the dice and hoping we get lucky. We felt we had the talent, and our first recording was a song called "Let Me Love You," which is one of the architect sounds of R&B, the R&B hip hop. So we was kind of says on there, we were on the blueprints of the R&B hip hop sound, because we had the Texas hip hop beats under our singing with the doo-wop harmonies. We called our style at first hip hop doo-wop, but it's really R&B. So that was one of the first melodies that caught on. And then "Forgive Me Girl," another like hip hop under the hip hop, heavy hip hop beats under the singing. And then the first record, the main record that really established R&B hip hop, is a song that we made called "Itching for a Scratch."
I remember it well. I do. I remember that. Yeah. And so it took off because they were playing it in my neighborhood. Right. And it was, whenever it came on, it was like, yo, don't turn that. Because remember, hip hop was still so new back then. We were hearing it, but growing up where we did, we didn't hear a lot of Black music at all. We just didn't. And so Quiet as It's Kept speech was spending time at the local AM radio station. And that's how a lot of us got introduced to hip hop, including you guys. He was playing y'all. And so Itching for a Scratch,
I'm sure that Tommy Boy's always sending Tommy Boy record. It was like record pools. You see all Tommy Boy records. Because Tommy Boy's a very important independent label back then that really was a high representation of hip hop. So I know you got a lot of records coming from Tommy Boy, De La Soul, Naughty by Nature, everything.
Oh my goodness, yes, absolutely. Coming out of that, and so you guys, whenever we would see you, so now I'm having flashes to seeing you guys as music videos and the hair. Let's talk about the hair, right? So like listen, because I had a Jerry curl too. Don't play. So I had the Jerry curl. We was down and the furs and the sitting on the stoop and singing about here I lay all alone, tossing and turning, right?
But I have to say, if the history of the Force MDs, once we started coming out with the Itching for Scratches and Let Me Love Yous, we found out one of our strongest points was our ballads. Our first top 10 ballad was Tears. If you know this, top 10 ballad was Tears. That's the one that broke the barrier. Like, wow, these guys can really sing. They sing like the Temptations, really like soul singers. So, and then we came out with like Here I Go Again. Those power ballads that we put in. Then Tender Love, which was on the movie soundtrack of Crush Groove. I just wait till you ask. Okay, if you wanted to ask a question,
No, go ahead. I'm loving it. Y'all go ahead. I'm just here, just like reminiscing, thinking about what was I doing back then, getting in trouble.
Yeah, well, Tender Love was on the Crush Groove movie soundtrack. At one point, we had an opportunity to get in the movie, because we was that hip hop R&B group, but it didn't happen. Of course, New Edition got into the movie. It was all great. We was happy. They got into the movie, so they had soundtrack available. So Tender Love was going to go to New Edition at one time, but it had record problems contractual problems with the record company that didn't allow them to do it. So Tender Love fell into Force MD's lap. And, we went to the studio. It took us 2 hours to record it. And
Wait.
Yeah, 2 hours.
How long?
2 hours.
2 hours.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
Wow.
Yeah, and one of the guys in the group was arguing about. He wasn't arguing, but he was like, "Hey man, this record needs drums, man. Needs drums." He's telling Terry Lewis and Jimmy Jam that, and they were saying, "Nah, man, I think it's good without the drums, man." He said, "Nah, it needs drums." They're going back and forth, but they guaranteed him that the record would be big without the drums, and it was right. The record became big without the drums, and it was Terry Lewis and Jimmy Jam's first crossover top 10 hit. Their first.
Wow. Oh wow. And I believe that 100%. Listen, and you know what? It doesn't have any drums, does it?
No.
But they didn't need it because the harmony and the way that you all flowed in the song. People still, boy groups now today, white, black, whatever, are around the world literally singing the harmonies of that song. I don't know if you all know that.
Yes.
So, yeah. And it's not amusing, but it goes back to what you were saying, how you all paved the way for what we now know as R&B hip hop. So yeah, y'all paved the way for that.
Yeah. Sometimes we're overlooked and other people take the credit for it, but they know. Like I'm not going to put nobody, but I'm saying like Guy, and they know that we're definitely one of the first to architect that sound. And when we come out with our documentary and all that stuff, everybody's going to really get a clearer look on what we contribute to R&B hip hop. People will see more things about us.
Interesting. You said documentary, but let's not go there yet.
Okay.
You guys, first of all, you all have never really stopped working. Even though, Khalil, you may have stepped away, did business dealings or whatever, you returned back to the group, and a couple of you guys are no longer with us, right?
It's four.
Okay. So we've lost a couple of you all. And so now you guys have continued to work throughout all of them. I've seen that you all have your own podcast. You all are, you have your own radio show. You're on like WIGO AM here in Atlanta. You are in several different places in New York. So you guys have continued to work throughout all of these years. So one of the things that we talked about previously was how treacherous, and this is just the truth. We're going to put this out here for those people who are not familiar with how interesting the business of music was back then. Do you recall feeling as if some things may have not been presented to you as well as it could have been from a business perspective? And do you take that as being someone who was just young and didn't know? And did you have to find yourself going back to recoup not only time but money?
Well, let me step in. I left the group. I came back to the group in 1990. 1990, I came back, and when I came back in the group,
Carlo. So,
yeah, you hear me?
Your mic is yes.
You hear me? Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you. Yep.
You got a little static in your mic a little bit. We can hear you though.
Yeah.
I know. Okay, but like I said, I came back in the group in 1990, like over 30 something years ago, and when I got back into the, like a lot of groups that's from the 80s, they pretty much had the same type of contracts. Not many of us, or not many of our parents, or not a lot of us had people around us that was educated, to have the lawyers review the contracts and stuff like that. So we always pretty much locked into the contracts that we all had to eventually grow out of it, build from.
Yeah.
So it's a learning process from your publishings to your points and stuff like that. And being able to negotiate, once your records reach certain numbers, to get more money and know how to pivot from your success, like Queen Latifah and a lot of other people did. Certain things you would have to learn how to do. And like you said, being on the road, dealing with shiesty promoters and want to pay you, and even dealing like you talking behind the scenes, that really don't respect value. They want to squeeze you like a orange in a lemonade. For their benefit, for their family, that's not. So you got to make sure the right people around you in order to be able to pick, move forward, create a career, and maintain, your brand and your success.
Wow. And it's really interesting that you say that about learning how to pivot, because it sounds like you guys, number one, you've really never stopped working. And I'm sure that that's by choice. You know what I mean? It's not like y'all have to sit down, because again, I'm sure you handled your publishing, you got royalties and things that are coming through, and, just like I do, and so I think one of the things that a lot of people really need to understand is that even though we're hearing 50 years of hip hop, there's so much more that comes with that than people realize. And that's a group of young Black folks who, most of us, didn't come from families with business savvy representation from family, from uncles, aunties, anybody, being thrown into these, major corporate offices with these people. And we had to figure it out. So we paved the way for a lot of what's happening now. Right. Outside of just being on stage, we had to figure out how to continue to make the money-making machine for ourselves work.
Yeah. We wasn't really educated on intellectual properties and stuff like that, stuff like that you can live on, that, all behind the scene. They just wanted your content, your intellectual property, your publishing. They knew they gonna pass it on to their kids, and it's continuously coming, whereas we just banked on just burning ourselves out on the road and getting shows, and with the promote out as to the agency, the booking agency, you're hot as your last record, so you got to kind of like keep your audience stay directly with and start building with and stay in the loop with, but that 50 years of hip hop means a lot. It means 50 years of enduring, building, and maintaining a culture that other people and other generations could step into and build on and learn from the mistakes we made. But at the same time, be here and see it now is phenomenal.
Yeah. It is. It is. And I think, these are maybe the questions that are not being asked. I understand that there are other, publications or whatever who are recognizing so many of you all. And I think that it's a great thing, but the business of music is absolutely that. It's the business of music. And so now here we are. It is 2023. What are you all doing now? What can we expect from the Force MDs now?
Well, I just said earlier, we just recorded a Southern Soul record called "I'm Gonna Tell Her," and it's a story. Southern Soul, you gotta have a story. It is so good. Right? I remember when Outkast said the South got something to say. It's coming right back down to the South again.
Absolutely. And y'all already know there's an audience waiting on you all.
Yeah, this stuff is so wide open. But other than the Southern Soul, my brother Steve got a new book out called Necessary Force, and then he tells his story of pretty much what took place in the journey of the Force MDs. We did do an unsung a few years ago, and it got great reviews. But like we were saying earlier, we got a documentary, and we got some other things, mini-series that we've been working on, people with writers and stuff like that, as well as we got a media company called Uni TV and Radio, pretty much where we do, podcasting, host podcasting, produce podcasting, and we also have radio shows like what I was saying in Buffalo and in Georgia. So we just kind of staying relevant, staying on platforms, staying engaged and directing, with our audience, and just kind of rebuilding a new audience.
And I gotta say that the member that's missing right now is our nephew. That's our sister's son, Zaim. He also he sings with us, and he's doing he has a solo album also coming out. He's a producer, Ice-T.
Okay.
What do you call Ice-T with him? He's
Ice-T is representing him.
Yeah, representing. He's represented by legendary Ice-T, and he has an album out right now called Butter Smooth by Zaim with a Z.
Okay, I'm gonna definitely have to check that out.
Yeah, he did some of Ice-T asking to do some of the standard remakes of some of Ice-T's favorite songs, and did a remake of a lot of great songs. Sade, they did Maxwell. He did Stylistics. It's just a bunch of them, and he's a excellent vocalist. You will definitely hear it. He's definitely something to be reckoned with coming out soon.
Keep your eye on.
Yeah, rely on. We besides our newest single that we just gonna release November 11th, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll probably be available on our music outlets. We're gonna try to shoot a video before that, but we made records prior to that. One called "Make You Happy." So, great song. It's really a great song by us. It's only 3 of us now, but we still got the Force MD sound, and we're a family-related group, orientated group, so we all, pretty sound similar. So it definitely sounds great. It's called "Make You Happy." We have a song called "Fly With You." These are some of the songs we just put out before this previous one we're about to put out now.
Yeah. Wow.
Another one called "Don't Rush."
Don't Rush. Yeah, and the song called
Rush.
Yeah.
Wow. So you gentlemen are just out here, just still rocking out and killing the game. Let me not say that. You all are busy. We're gonna stop saying the.
Yeah, we try to stay busy.
That's excellent.
The blessing of the being busy is definitely we enjoy performing the audiences everywhere we go, and getting a great reaction, and just really them appreciating what brought to music, and it's a good feeling knowing that we're here still representing the legacy of the Force MDs, the members we lost, my brother TC, Uncle Jesse, cousin Mercury, and Trisco, and those are the 4 members. Like on that album cover, you just see with the fur jackets. I'm the only one. That album cover, all 4 of those guys passed away. I'm the only one alive from that. With the
wow.
So we, like I said, it was a blessing. My brother Khalil coming back in the 90s, and my brother TC and Jesse was still alive. He came back to the group, and Khalil came back to the group in 1990. And so me and Khalil, just been really just spearheading the whole down the group
Mhm.
for all
Mhm.
years. And it's a blessing to have our nephew because he's a great addition. But we're gonna keep the legacy going because we know that they're
Right.
up there, have been looking down on us, man. We feel
Absolutely.
them with us, And
Right.
shout
And
out to K1 Dr. Rock. I gotta shout them out. That's what we was for some C's. Our cousin K1, DJ Dr. Rock.
okay. And you know what I love? The fact that you continue to acknowledge them and even reading
Yes.
through your bio and making sure that, everyone is continuing even in spirit to be a part of what you all are doing. And so that's, big shout out to you all for that and showing it, that love and that honor for that. And I really appreciate you all for coming on. I know we said it was going to be 15 minutes. We've gone 5 minutes over, and I could probably continue to keep talking to you all.
Yeah.
However, so we know where to find you all, and that would be, let me go ahead and put your information up here. Okay, so we can share that with our audience. They can find you guys on all things social media, official Force MDs, the official, not it's official Force MDs. And then also at your website, theforcemds.com, That's where they can find you, gentlemen, and what you all have going on. Are you guys going to be doing any live performances anywhere anytime soon?
I actually just did it yesterday. Us and Dougie Fresh in South Carolina right now. We still in a hotel right now.
Really? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we in
So
North.
I feel really bad now. Y'all out here working?
We in North Augusta. Yeah, North Augusta, South Carolina.
Really?
Yeah, had a 50-year
Okay.
show out here yesterday. 50-year hip hop show out here yesterday. It was us,
Wow.
Fresh, and 69 boy. It's a nice lineup.
I love it. I love it.
Yes.
So listen, I know that you gentlemen are probably wanting to get your rest. I don't want to keep you. This has been amazing. Do not hang up, okay? I'm getting ready to stop the recording, okay? For those of you all who will be watching this in the future, most definitely we'll have links and things available for you all in the magazine, Brownstone Living Magazine, for you all to go ahead and click through, watch some old videos, get caught up with what they've got now that's happening, and find out how you can listen to them on their podcast, through their own network, and to check out that new Southern Soul album, because I can't wait to hear that.
I'm going to tell her. Song. I'm going to tell her.
It's a song. It's called I'm Gonna Tell Her.
There you go.
Okay. All right. Now I'm gonna be reaching out to see if I could get a copy. How about that?
Yeah.
All right, you guys. It's been a pleasure. Do you have any last words? Because here's something I always ask everybody that we've been interviewing. I've got 2 questions. 1, when did you fall in love with hip hop? And 2, what advice would you give those who are coming behind you?
I fell in love with hip hop when I heard Melly Mel of the Furious Five. When I heard his voice, I fell in love with hip hop because he just came right. He just right through me. It just went right through me, and the conviction of his voice really made me love hip hop. Melly Mel.
Melly Mel. Okay.
Well, I think when I heard Melly Mel on Beat Street, what's the one the rap?
Beat Street, the king of the beat. Right.
Oh,
street.
Yeah. Melly Mel. And I do want to say Damon Haywood, Nate Sharon, and Sean Waters. These are guys that was active members with the group for a period of time. And just want to shout them out. You know what I mean? Because they always what we doing.
Awesome. I love it. I love this. Once again, gentlemen, this is a pleasure and an honor to have you all on the Brownstone's Best Business Review for our 50 years of hip hop Brownstone Living Magazine edition for November 2023. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the Force MDs once again. Don't forget, you can always check this out because this is going to be evergreen. We're not going to get rid of it. This is an honor to have you guys in the building. If there's nothing else, hang around for a few seconds, guys. I'm going to get us up out of here. Thanks again for joining us for another edition of Brownstone's Best Business Review. We'll see you around.
All right.